lawman was famed throughout the West. When it came to killing, old Rooster was the best. Just the name of Rooster would make brave men start to sweat. So let me tell you about the lawman they still speak of yet. Dance if you want. Rooster the lawman was convinced he was the best. He rode around, his head held high, a badge upon his chest. Trouble with old Rooster was his blatant vanity. He refused to wear the spectacles he needed to see. Rooster the lawman was blind as he could be. The whole world was a blur to him, the man just couldn't see. Rooster shot to fame when with one bullet from his gun he killed 7 men, a horse, 2 dogs, and a passing nun. Rooster earned his reputation late one afternoon. He'd broken up some trouble at the Lily Bell Saloon. He was trying to get a witness there to tell him what he saw, but he was talking to the wooden Indian standing by the door. Now Rooster got real angry when Carlager wouldn't talk. He drew his gun and told him it was time to take a walk. Just then the door swung open and it hit the lawman's gun. It spun him round, the gun fired and that lead began its run. Rooster the lawman felt the gun kick in his hand. It was probably the last thing he would ever understand. Meanwhile the bullet cut the rope that held the chandelier, and 4 men playing cards below looked up in sudden fear. The chandelier came crashing down, they didn't stand a chance. They just about had time to make strange noises in their pants. Meanwhile the bullet, moving at a deadly pace, was headed for the pitcher hanging on the fireplace. Underneath the pitcher, a dog lay on the floor. Rooster the lawman was still standing by the door. The bullet caught the pitcher frame and knocked it from its nail. Next thing, the dog's head was separated from its tail. Rooster the lawman was blind as he could be. The whole world was a blur to him, the man just couldn't see. Rooster shot to fame when with one bullet from his gun he killed 7 men, a horse, 2 dogs, and a passing nun. So far the death toll was 4 men and 1 dog, and all because old Rooster had been talking to a log. Meanwhile the bullet hadn't finished moving yet. It had 3 more men, a horse, a dog, and a nun to get. When the bullet left the pitcher, it was headed for the floor, till it hit the spittoon that was standing by the bar. The spittoon made a clanging noise and jumped up in the air, and scared the hell out of a cowboy who was standing there. The cowboy had no idea what was going on, but he got such a fright he made a grab for his gun. As he pulled it from the holster, it went flying through the air and landed on the piano player who was sitting there. The piano man fell off his stool but didn't move his hands. The piano lid then trapped him as he headed toward the ground. He hit the floor, the piano fell and landed on his head. And still unknown to Rooster, another one was dead. Meanwhile the bullet had shot across the bar and burst out through the window, but it didn't go too far. When it bounced off the buckle on a passing horse's rein, which sent the bullet headed back towards the bar again. The horse reared up and threw the rider from his seat. He landed on a dog that was just taking a leak. The horse ran off, but as the rider struggled to his feet, he got run down by a stagecoach that was coming up the street. Meanwhile the bullet, whose journey would end soon, had cut one rope that held the sign for Lily Bell Saloon. And would you believe it, by the strangest quirk of fate, the sign swung down and hit a passing nun right in the face. The bullet, so deflected, flew back into Lily's place and finally came to rest upside the wooden Indian's face. But as the bullet landed, it broke off the Indian's nose, which shot across the room as fast as any bullet goes. Suddenly from nowhere, Rooster fell down dead. When they went to look, they found the nose Now poor old Rooster, he will never ever know that from his one stray shot he was the seventh man to go. This story's almost over, but you'll want me now, of course, before I go to tell you what happened to the horse. They found him 2 days later, finally out of breath. That bullet gave him such a scare he ran himself to death. Rooster the lawman was blind as he could be. The whole world was a blur to him, the man just couldn't see. Rooster shot to fame, and with one bullet from his gun, he killed 7 men, a horse, 2 dogs, and a passing nun. Thank you, goodbye.